everybody, it's Bunny. It's Friday. I've got a frappalulu. Let's do a first impression. Sippy, sippy. So, I just kind of stopped mid-makeup today because I remembered yesterday I just bought a brand new foundation that so many of you guys have been requesting me to test out. So, I just kind of stopped everything I was doing before I get to the foundation step, and this is what we're doing today. Welcome to my channel. This is the new Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know why I always like to say her name like that, but every time I see Charlotte Tilbury, I just say Charlotte Tilbury. It's more fun that way. But this is the new Magic Foundation, and boy, do names like that just totally entice me to pull out my wallet and spend ridiculous sums of money, because I would like a magic face. It sounds like Houdini is gonna float from beyond his grave and apply my makeup in a magical way. This cost some money. Let's look at my receipt. So let's just get into this box. It says it's supposed to be a full coverage, demi-matte, long-lasting foundation enriched with hyaluronic acid, mushroom extract, magical, and the concentrated power of vitamin C. I ended up getting shade Fair 2. It looked like it was the best match for me in each range of foundations. I believe they have fair, medium, and deep. Maybe they have another shade in there, but for each of those skin tones, they have 4 or 5 different foundation shades that are supposed to accommodate fair skin. It's also plasticky wrapped. Challenging unwrapping of the products. Ugh. This one, ugh. I'm doing things I'm not supposed to do. Shade number 2, technically, I believe does have yellow undertones in it. I think normally I am more suited to neutral or pink undertone foundations, but literally shade 2.5 and beyond looked so tan and so dark on my skin, and shade 1 Fair was way too light. So we're gonna go with shade 2. It might be a little bit yellow for me, but I just wanted to test this foundation out for you guys since so many of y'all have been requesting it. Y'all might have the same difficulties as I had truly finding an amazing match. Unfortunately, I feel like most of the time, I usually prefer mixing 2 different foundation shades to make a perfect match for me. Since this was so pricey though, I skipped doing that. So here is a closer look at the bottle. The packaging is pretty spiffy. It's got a little pump top. And like I usually do, I'm gonna be applying this today with my beauty blender. I really don't know what compelled me to just stop here with these dots of concealer on my face. I think they're sitting here for too long now. I was testing out the new Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer today. I really love this applicator, by the way. Now I'm totally deviating from the true subject of the video, but I don't know. I like the way it feels, but I think maybe I left it on my face too long. Normally, I don't put on other products before I'm doing a first impression video, but I'm gonna go ahead and just brighten my under eye area with my Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat in the violet shade. I recently featured this in my monthly favorites for February. I'm kind of wanting to do a full glam makeup look today, so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and just brighten my under eye area. I don't really feel like that's going to impact our first impression opinions of this foundation. Okay, let's get into the actual foundation now. So I'm going to put just a couple pumps of this on my hand, and that's what it looks like straight out of the bottle. And you guys can see that it is kind of a more liquidous consistency since it is kind of like dripping down my hand a little bit. Let's see what kind of coverage we get. It has a very nice feel to it, and I feel like it is doing a really large area of my face with not a lot of product, which is awesome since this is, you know, a kind of higher priced foundation. I am glad that we are getting so much coverage with only 2 or 3 pumps out of the bottle. I feel like with just one dab of the Beauty Blender, I was able to do this entire half of my face. And so far, I am really loving the coverage. So there is half my face. Wow, okay. I can see why they call this stuff magic. I feel like it is, you know, maybe a little bit on the light side, maybe a little on the yellow side. I'm sure I will get feedback from you guys regarding the color of this foundation. I definitely feel like it's wearable for me. I definitely feel like, especially once I add my blush, my bronzer, my highlight, and kind of go in and add all those other elements, I don't feel like it's going to like just really mismatch my face. I actually did ask them at the counter to color match me and kind of help me make this decision, and they did say that this shade was best for my skin tone. But I bought this at Nordstrom, and they were like having some events the other day when I went in to buy this product and be color matched. So I don't really feel like they took a ton of time like investing in color matching me. So this is half my face with the product on it and half with nothing. And I feel like it really does have awesome coverage. Let's just get real close in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do the other side of my face really quick, and then I will come back and tell you guys like my first impressions of this foundation. My immediate thoughts about this product is I really love the feel of it. Pretty much as soon as I'm done applying it, it feels like it's drying down, and it has a true demi matte feeling. It feels like it is setting on my face, like it's not super dewy how some foundations are, and then when you move on to applying like setting powders and stuff, you're kind of like, ugh, like it almost feels like you're applying powder to a wet, creamy product. This does not feel that way at all. It doesn't feel as dry as like a powder foundation, but it doesn't feel like it's going to do a lot of moving and sliding on my face. I really am impressed by the coverage. My skin doesn't have that many problem areas right now, just a little bit of redness, but what I do have right now, it has covered really nicely with just one layer. I don't really feel like I need to go back and cover any other areas. At this point, there really are no downsides. I'm not sure exactly if it's a perfect match or not. I feel like I've been having like a lot of allergy problems lately, so I've kind of been getting more pinkish reddish patches, especially on my neck and stuff, even than I usually do. So a lot of times my foundation just looks like it doesn't match because my neck is so red or pink, and there's really nothing I can do about that, but I'm certainly not going to match a foundation shade to those problem areas because then my face would be like pink, and I don't think that's a good look. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to come in and just kind of like pop in with some updates throughout the rest of the evening. I should probably definitely have my makeup on for a couple of hours. I'm planning on filming some other videos and stuff today for you guys. So I'm gonna try and do some sporadic check-ins. Ta-da! I have done the rest of my makeup, and it honestly took me about almost 2 hours to do all of this. So the foundation has now been on my skin for 2 hours, and I put my dress on. Woo! It's my new black milk dress. I will link it in the bio just in case, what do we even call that, info box? Just in case you guys are curious about what I'm wearing. I wish it wasn't so disgusting outside, or I would do an outfit of the day today. So since it is a scoop neck dress, you guys can kind of see better how it is matching the rest of my skin tone. I do still think it maybe is just the tiniest bit yellow on my skin, but I feel like if I was wearing a t-shirt or something with a collar, it would not be that noticeable. I do still love the feel of this foundation. I feel like it has settled really nicely on my skin. I love the coverage still. As I was going through and adding all of my other products, like highlight and contour and blush, it didn't seem to displace the foundation, wipe it away, change the coverage in any way. And I really still do absolutely love the finish. It really looks matte to me. I especially feel like in places where I don't have highlighter on, there really isn't any shine to it. I will say the beauty of like a demi matte is the fact that even though it feels matte, it does not dry and look chalky like a lot of matte foundations do. So overall, right now, this is probably going to be one of my new favorite foundations. I do like it so much at this point that I'm thinking about going back and getting one of the darker shades like Fair 3, which has a pink undertone to it, so I can maybe like mix the two together. I think that that would truly make the perfect shade for me, but I am not bothered by this. I don't think it's so noticeable that it's problematic or bad. And I feel like most people have that problem where there's not one foundation that just perfectly melts into your skin. I kind of feel like most people have that struggle with foundation where you kind of just wish it was slightly different in one way or another. So that's just kind of the struggle with makeup and foundation in general. I am going to wear it a little bit longer, film some more videos or whatever I'm going to be doing today, and then I will check back in with you guys again. So welcome to a check-in in some of the worst lighting ever, but it is so ridiculously late at night, and I just ate some pizza for dinner at like midnight because that's super healthy. Ew, look at this cool. So anyway, I just am getting back home and Dogman and I are going to go for a walk. So at this point, I have had this foundation on for about at least 5.5 hours. I have been filming some stuff and working on some playlists for you guys and just doing general stuff all over the planet. So it has had quite a bit of wear, plus, you know, eating and then wiping my mouth with a napkin. Also, it's probably important to mention that I haven't done any touch-ups at all. I'm so sorry. This is the worst lighting ever. We all know I am a very expressive person. So that is pretty much mostly what we're dealing with is expression lines on my forehead. I squint and wrinkle my forehead all the time. Why do I do that? Nobody knows. You can see these lines especially, and some lines in my forehead. So, but overall, still a real good look. Back from being outside, this is my final check-in. And we're in much better lighting now. So I just checked Snapchat and I think my makeup has been on for about 7 hours. I wish I could have done more check-ins for this, but unfortunately I started doing my makeup at like 7 o'clock at night. And there was already no light out anymore. I'm gonna have to immediately move this amongst my favorite foundations that I have ever tried. This stuff is amazing. It has hardly budged. I mean, I really don't see it moving anywhere. The only area, like I was just telling you guys, is on my forehead and around my mouth and right here. Anywhere where basically I'm making a lot of expressions all the time, but literally no makeup can defy those areas. I do not think that there is a foundation or a product or a concealer in the world that would stop, like, that wouldn't sink into these lines. In this lighting, filming with the iPhone, I feel like kind of my neck to foundation transition is a little bit harsh, but as you guys can see, I'm sure my neck is super duper red right now. what's going on with that. If you guys ever get the chance to test this out, or if you just want to stop, the only place that I was able to find it is Nordstrom, but I'm sure it's available online. So I don't know, if you guys can find it in a store and you can get like a tester sample, you might want to do that, try it out, see if you like it, or take the plunge, buy it for yourself. But either way, after me testing it today, first impression, I am highly recommending it. The feel of it is probably my favorite thing. 2 thumbs up from me. Thank you guys so much for watching today and for hanging out. If you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below. Subscribe, become a member of the Swamp Family, and give an alligator its wings. If you guys would like for me to test out any kind of makeup or any kind of product, it could really be anything, you know, here on this segment, First Impression Friday, leave it as a comment down below and I will find that product and we can test it out together. Also, if you want, you can like me on Facebook, facebook.com/graveyardgirl, or you can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram @graveyardgirl, same way it's spelled here. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye!